You are listening to Confessions of a Counselor podcast. Here we will talk all things mental health in bite-sized chunks. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Confessions of a Counselor. I'm your host, Janice, and in today's episode, I thought we would talk about something that's been circulating in the mental health community for a while and has kind of been a hot topic that lots of people have been talking about. And so I wanted to kind of address it from a therapist perspective, and that is gaslighting. So what is it? What does it look like? And how we can kind of recognize it for what it is. Okay, so let's jump right in. I just want to start off as a disclaimer that this podcast is purely for informational purposes. And if this brings up anything for you, to make sure that you're reaching out to get professional support and help in navigating these difficult relationships in our lives. So we want to start off with a definition of what is gaslighting. So gaslighting is often experienced in intense confusion and anxiety and depression. There's a low self-esteem, and it's hard to navigate or to know what's true and what's not true because they're often being told that what they think and believe isn't actually the reality. So begin to doubt ourselves, begin to doubt our memories, and even if they are grounded in reality. Is this real? Is what's happening accurate? So they may struggle again with low self-esteem or difficulty in trusting others and oftentimes feel very alone, right? Like there's no one in their corner. And that's a symptom of gaslighting, is often that we get isolated and separated from those that are most important to us. So I want you to remember that the people who love you. And even if you're being told that they won't care for you, that it's okay to reach out and ask for help. So how does gaslighting work? There are several tactics that gaslighters commonly use. And so I want to go over them one by one so that we can start to recognize these patterns of behaviors if it is showing up in your life or it's showing up in a loved one's life. So first, there is withholding information. So they refuse to share important details or pretend to not understand what you're asking them or what information it is that you want from them. Phrases like, you don't need to know that, or I don't want to talk about it, are common with this tactic. Then there's countering memories. So they deny your recollection of events and they start to insist that you're wrong or that you don't know how it happened. So phrases like, that's not how it happened, or you're imagining things, are the ways in which they try and convince you that your memories are inaccurate or not true. So within this, they might try to divert conversations or change the topic so that you have a hard time following what's going on or what's happening in the conversation. And it can often start to trivialize your experience. So you're too sensitive or you're always making a big deal out of things are designed to stop the conversations and to avoid it. So the next tactic is trivializing our feelings. And this is where they dismiss your emotions. So similarly to diverting the conversations and commenting on how you're too sensitive, trivializing your feelings is making you feel foolish or like you're overreacting. It's not that bad is a phrase that we'll hear often when trivializing feelings. So this one can really minimize our pain and really make us feel like there's not a reason for us to be so upset. And finally, the last tactic used is denying what's been said or done. And this can feel so damaging because it starts to erode our sense of trust. It starts to erode our sense of reality and what's actually happening. So when we know something to be true and we're being told that that isn't the truth, this starts to erode our sense of self and our sense of self-trust. So they pretend to have forgotten or deny events altogether, say, I never said that, or you're making things up. And this starts to have us questioning our reality, which can have a really damaging effect when we try to then share our story or share our experience, because we're constantly being told that what we think, feel, and know to be true are in fact not true. But I want you to remember that that's what they're trying to convince you of, and that's not actually true. So finally, I want to discuss some common gaslighting phrases that we hear often. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. You're imagining things. You're misremembering. That's not how it happened. I never said that. You're crazy. You're the only one who feels this way. Each of these phrases starts to erode our confidence and start to make us doubt our sense of self and our sense of reality. It's really hard to navigate in a world when we're constantly being told you're wrong and that's not how it happened. So I want you to recognize these phrases and these common tactics and start to give yourself space, to trust yourself, to know that what you're experiencing is your reality. If you're recognizing any of these patterns in your life, please know that you are not alone and that you don't have to navigate this relationship on your own. You are not delusional. You are not crazy, despite what that person is telling you. It's crucial to seek help, whether it's from a trusted friend, a family member, or a mental health professional. We are there and we want to support you. You're not alone in this. Your feelings are valid and your experience is valid, and you deserve to feel that, to understand. Gaslighting can feel so confusing and often leaves us feeling like we've done something wrong. So I want you to remember you are not imagining things, and there is support available. Please reach out. I hope that you found today's episode helpful, though a little bit on the heavier side. I hope that you can take away from these tactics and start to learn about relationships and how they might be showing up. And I hope that if you are struggling, that you are able to reach out. Please know that my door is always open. Until next time, thanks for listening and take care. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Confessions of a Counselor podcast is available anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts on Apple and Android. New episodes are released every Friday. If you enjoyed today's episode, please join the conversation. Leave a review or subscribe to the podcast hosted on Spotify. You can find all these details on janicelyons.com. Until next time, take care.